Yeah, welcome to the vibe. Stay wavy in the mix, got the culture on the rise. Tap in, hit subscribe, ring that bell, let it ride. We gon' surf through the trends, give you game every time. Reviews, new views, keep it honest, never fake. If you looking for the waves,
it's your boy Wavy. Let's talk about last night's episode of Monday Night Raw. This was the first Raw since the Survivor Series that happened this past Saturday, where we found out that a masked man basically helped Bron Breakker pin CM Punk, right? So, spoiler, they didn't even reveal who the masked man was last night, y'all. We waited 48 hours to find out who was the masked man in the black hoodie wearing all black that climbed up top of the cage, jumped into the ring, and basically assisted the heels, assisted Bron Breakker in pinning CM Punk. You know what I'm saying? We didn't even find out who it is, right? And by the way, guys, going into this episode of Raw, Triple H for the 15th time said that this episode of Raw was going to mark a new era of wrestling, and this is going to be the most epic episode of Monday Night Raw ever. This episode of Monday Night Raw last night was pure garbage. Not pure cinema, it was pure dookie, okay? There was nothing that happened last night on Raw that would make you want to waste time watching the episode of Raw next week. This episode of Raw last night, guys, would literally make you not want to watch anything until the next PLE, which I believe is Saturday Night Main Event. I think it's in 2 weeks or something like that, right? Like, if you guys don't watch Raw until that Saturday Night Main Event where we see John Cena's last match, I promise you, you are not going to miss anything. So we start the show off, right? We start the show off with Io Sky and Rhea Ripley making their way to the ring. Is anybody else tired of how friendly Rhea Ripley is with being with Io Sky? Why is Rhea Ripley so friendly with somebody that she's never beat? For those that don't know, Rhea Ripley lost her title to Io Sky on an episode of Monday Night Raw. She has never pinned Io Sky in her career. She's never beaten Io Sky. But somehow, right, Rhea Ripley and Io Sky are the best of friends now. I mean, it's so cringe to see Rhea Ripley, who is basically the women's Hulk Hogan of wrestling right now. She's the biggest female wrestler in the world right now, right? Has the biggest fans. I do think that she needs to work on her in-ring skills because she botched. Oh my gosh, bro. She botched the move so nasty with Charlotte Flair last night. It made me realize, bro, like, just because you're over with the fans does not mean you're a good wrestler. Rhea Ripley has a lot to work on, bro. Like, she could have hurt Charlotte Flair the way she botched that move last night. But, guys, there's no reason why Rhea Ripley and Io Sky should be a tag team. Like, they should not be a tag team. Rhea Ripley's main priority should be pinning Io Sky and proving that she can beat Io Sky. This is the woman that took your title from you, and now you're the best of friends with her. But this is what happens when you have a guy like Triple H that doesn't know how to do his job. Things just don't make any sense. That is the number one thing I've noticed about Triple H since he's taken over the creative job, since Vince McMahon got pretty much fired. Triple H, like, the way that he books matches and stories, nothing makes any sense. So anyway, Io Sky and Rhea Ripley, they make their way to the ring, and they basically call out the Kabuki Warriors, the Dookie Warriors, and they basically call them out and say that they want a shot at the tag team titles, right? After this, Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, right? They come to the ring and basically say, no, you guys aren't going to face the Kabuki Warriors. We're going to get a rematch, okay? We just lost the titles a week before. We deserve a rematch. So long story short, both teams agree to face each other, and whoever wins gets a title shot against the Kabuki Warriors, right? So anyway, moving on. What happens next is we have Jey Uso versus LA Knight, right? I think everybody agrees that we all wanted LA Knight to win this match. Let's be honest, man. Jey Uso, and I hate to say this because I love Jey Uso, I'm yeeted out, okay? I'm so tired of seeing Jey Uso come out in the crowd, yeet with the crowd, come into the ring, yeet in the ring, and then the fans beg him to do it again, and then we waste another 15 minutes seeing Jey Uso yeet. I think Jey Uso needs to turn heel. I think he needs to change his theme song. And I think he needs to add some more moves to his in-ring, his in-ring skills, because, like, watching Jey Uso, guys, it's like watching the same episode of SpongeBob SquarePants. You know what I'm saying? Like, at some point, bro, you got to switch it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jey Uso, you won the Royal Rumble. You made Gunther tap. You had the title for about 2 weeks. You lost it, and you're a jobber again. At this point, bro, it's safe to say, bro, just go back to being a tag team couple with your brother. You and Jimmy, go back to being tag team partners and try to win a tag team world title championship, bro, because, like, you're not main event Jey Uso no more. You're not. And I'm going to be honest, bro. I'm so happy that LA Knight won this match, bro, because LA Knight, he should have won the Money in the Bank this year. He should be the guy that has the World Heavyweight Championship. And we can all agree that LA Knight has gotten completely screwed by Triple H since he came back to this company. So long story short, LA Knight wins this match. But the way that he wins this match was so nasty, guys. So Jey Uso does the Uso splash, right? And as he's about to get the 3 count, LA Knight reversed the pin and he was able to get the 3 count on Jey Uso. Why would you have a guy like LA Knight win a match like that? You're telling me that instead of having LA Knight do his finisher move, you're going to have LA Knight win the match by reversing a 3 pin count? This is how you know Triple H hates LA Knight. Every chance that Triple H gets, he tries to put it in the fans' head that LA Knight isn't who we think he is. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is Jey Uso, bro. Like, it's not like he's in there with a Brock Lesnar or a Roman Reigns or a CM Punk. It's Jey Uso. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're telling me LA Knight can't beat Jey Uso with his finisher? He has to do a reverse pin? That pissed me off, bro. I didn't see so many people complaining about that. I didn't like that at all. I thought that match was garbage. I think it was a waste of time. So anyway, next we get into the Judgment Day, right? So for those that don't know, Liv Morgan did return at what's the PLE that just happened, y'all? Survivor Series. Liv Morgan returned. She had a shoulder injury months ago. She actually returned early. She was supposed to return next year, but she healed up pretty quickly. So long story short, Dirty Dom takes the microphone and basically does what he usually does, right? Brags about him winning his championship back, and he pretty much thanks his girlfriend, Liv Morgan, for assisting him with that. So Liv Morgan comes into the ring and basically says that she heard that the Judgment Day has lost gold, but, you know, she's basically talking about Penn Balor and JD McDonagh losing their tag team titles. And she's basically saying that now that she's back, she's pretty much going to put the Judgment Day back at the top. The crowd is absolutely dead. The crowd was not excited to see Liv Morgan, and nobody gave a single fuck about what the Judgment Day had to say last night. Like, at this point, bro, the Judgment Day just needs to break up. First of all, bro, Roxanne Perez, who I'm in love with, she's gorgeous. I think Roxanne Perez is better off not being in the Judgment Day. Like, this, first of all, the whole Judgment, ever since the whole Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan and the Dirty Dom thing, the Judgment Day has been played out for like the past year, bro. Like, I just don't see why the Judgment Day is still a thing. Like, it's boring, it's stale, it's not entertaining, nobody cares. You know what I'm saying? And Dominic Mysterio is getting pushed way too hard, bro. This guy's whole character is being a Timo Eddie Guerrero, okay? He wins every match by cheating, right? He gets off on the fans hating him. He's supposed to be a heel. But when you look at, guys, when you look at Dominic Mysterio, if you were to be in Walmart and you walk past Dominic Mysterio and you have never watched the episode of Raw, you would never guess that Dominic Mysterio is a wrestler. You would never in your life guess that Dominic Mysterio or JD McDonagh is a wrestler. You know what I'm saying? The guy looks like he's never lifted a weight a day in his life. He looks like he's not even 150 pounds. Like, I know Dominic Mysterio is Rey Mysterio's son, but, like, it's just crazy how you got guys like Trick Williams, who's in his early 30s, who has the potential to be a superstar on the main roster. He can cut promos. He can be a babyface. He's an even better heel. Has a great theme song. Good in-ring wrestler. And the dude is extremely athletic. He's, you know what I'm saying? He's built like a tank, right? Former football player, just like Bron Breakker is. You're telling me Trick Williams can't come up to the main roster and snatch that title from Dirty Dom? Carmelo Hayes has been on the main roster for 2 years now. Hasn't won a single title. You're telling me Dirty Dom deserves to be an Intercontinental Champion over Carmelo Hayes, who is thousands of light years better than him in the ring, more athletic than him, cuts better promos than him? This is crazy. Like, the guys that shouldn't be pushed get pushed, and the guys with the actual talent, they just get casted into the shadow realm. So that was the Judgment Day segment. It was garbage, you know what I'm saying? Next, we have a match that actually was pretty solid, right? My only problem with this is the team that should have won didn't win. We had a World Tag Team Championship match between AJ Styles and Dragon Lee versus Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston. This match was pure cinema. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, man. I wanted the New Day to win this match. Unfortunately, they didn't, right? It's safe to say at this point, bro, the New Day are jobbers. When the New Day first turned heel, I was so excited, right? I thought they were going to get the push they always deserved. But the New Day are jobbers, bro. At this point, it's looking like Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, they're probably going to end up going to AEW at some point. Because, I mean, guys, think about it. Before last night, they didn't wrestle for like almost 2 months straight. They haven't even been wrestling. They still show up on the show. They're still cutting backstage promos and stuff like that. But I mean, what have they been doing as far as in the ring? They're not getting matches anymore. So the way that AJ and Dragon Lee won this match was actually pretty dope. Long story short, AJ tags in, places Kofi on the ropes, and Dragon kicks him, sending him to the Styles Clash position. AJ hits the move after Lee dives onto Xavier and Grayson on the floor, and the champs retain, right? I wanted the New Day to win this match so much, bro. But like I said, bro, it's obvious that they just don't have any big plans for them anymore. It is what it is, man. They don't have any big plans for the New Day. Big E is looking like he's pretty much retired. For those that don't know, Big E, he hasn't been in the ring for about 3 years now because he suffered a neck injury in the match. And it's looking like Big E is probably never going to wrestle again for the rest of his life, man. So that's that. The New Day are jobbers. But when you think of Kofi Kingston's career, bro, the fact that, for those that don't know, Kofi Kingston has won every title in the WWE. The fact that they're using him the way they are now in 2025, where he's basically just a jobber or a gatekeeper, I think it's sad, bro. And guys like this, man, I think the best thing you can do, man, is whenever your contract is up, go to AEW, bro. Go to AEW. So lastly, we get the main event. No, this was the co-main event. We get Gunther versus Solo Sikoa. We all know Gunther was going to win this match. Solo carried this match. Solo was the star of this match, and Solo appeared to be the more dominant wrestler in this match. And Solo Sikoa should have won, but we all know that wasn't going to happen. Before this tournament was even announced, bro, we already knew that Gunther was going to be John Cena's last opponent. It just doesn't make sense because Gunther was Goldberg's last opponent. He retired Goldberg, and he's going to pretty much retire Goldberg and John Cena in the same year. Why does a guy like Gunther deserve that? Gunther doesn't have a lot of fans. Gunther doesn't get a big reaction from the crowd. Gunther is not over, but somehow Gunther gets pushed as if he's the second coming of Kane. Like I don't get it. Like, what is so special about Gunther? Is it the chops? Anybody could do a chop. Is it the big boot? Anybody could do the big boot. His big boot ain't better than the Undertaker and Kane's. What is it, the clothesline? JBL got a better clothesline than Gunther. I don't get why Gunther is pushed like they call him the ring general. I just don't see it, bro. I don't see it. The only reason why Gunther is in the position he's in is obviously because Triple H is in love with him. Let's just call it what it is. The fans don't give a damn about Gunther. If Gunther got released, bro, if Gunther didn't wrestle for the next 3 months, nobody would even notice. Nobody cares about Gunther. Jey Uso made you tap. After a guy like Jey Uso makes you tap, puts a substitution move on you and makes you tap, you should never be taken seriously ever again, bro. I'm tired of Gunther, bro. So now we have a situation where this week on Friday Night SmackDown, it's going to be Gunther versus LA Knight, and we all know that Gunther's going to win this match because Triple H hates LA Knight. He hates LA Knight. LA Knight doesn't have any chance of winning this match this Friday. Let's just be honest. The only reason why they're having this tournament is because John Cena wanted it. That's the only reason we're having this tournament. John Cena just wanted to make it more interesting because everybody already knew Gunther's his last opponent. So anyway, let's get to the co-main event. Let's get to the main event, which was Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky and Alexa Bliss versus Charlotte Flair. This match pretty much ended how I thought it was. I was expecting Lash Legend to come out with Nia Jax. It only made sense because they were in the War Games match with these other two tag teams, right? But they didn't show up last night, and I was very pissed off because Lash Legend stole the show at Survivor Series this past Saturday. She was the #3 trending topic in the country on Twitter. I think Nia Jax and Lash Legend are going to be a very dominant tag team championship team. But they didn't show up last night, and I was very pissed off about that. I don't know if this is because they're on SmackDown. I don't know. They should have been there last night. So, long story short, the match gets interrupted by the Kabuki Warriors. Bailey and I forgot the other chick's name. Bailey and the other chick ends up coming into the ring, and basically it's a big brawl. Nobody cares. Listen, man, the best thing they can do with the tag team division is have Lash Legend and Nia Jax take those titles from the Kabuki Warriors. I don't care about seeing Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. First of all, Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, they shouldn't be tag team couples because they're both stars, right? They should both be trying to get solo titles. You know what I'm saying? Like, for God's sakes, Charlotte Flair is arguably the best female wrestler of all time. Rhea Ripley and Io Sky, you have a situation where Rhea Ripley's in a tag team couple with a girl that she's never pinned that literally took the title from her. Like, things don't make any sense, bro. Like Nia Jax and Lash Legend, them being tag team partners, the Kabuki Warriors being tag team partners, that makes sense. Because Lash Legend just moved up from NXT, and Nia Jax is obviously helping her make a name in the company, right? The Kabuki Warriors, you got Asuka and you got Kairi and Sane, right? Both Jap, it makes sense, right? Io Sky and Rhea Ripley being tag team partners doesn't make any sense. And Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss being tag team partners, it doesn't make any sense, bro. So hopefully Triple H can put Nia Jax and Lash Legend in position to get that title shot against the Kabuki Warriors. Because if not, I'm just completely uninterested, man. A lot of people thought that the main event with Charlotte Flair and Rhea and Io, they thought it was good. But, I mean, you pretty much saw the same thing that you saw at Survivor Series. You know, you had 3 or 4 different tag team partners in the ring brawling. You just saw that at Survivor Series. So why would you do the same exact thing 2 days later on Monday Night Raw? And to make things even worse, we still don't know who the hooded masked man is. We still don't know who it is. So when are we going to find out who the guy in the hoodie with the mask on is? Is that just going to not be a thing, or are we just not going to ever find out? Or do we have to wait till Saturday night main event, which is like in 2 weeks? So out of a 10, I would give this episode of Monday Night Raw a 0. I think it was garbage. And I'm going to be honest with y'all, I'm probably not going to watch SmackDown this week because I'm just tired of watching WWE at this point, y'all. I'm probably going to watch NXT tonight, but I think I'm going to take a 2-week break from watching Raw and SmackDown, man, because I'm not missing anything. Guys, if you don't watch Raw and SmackDown, I promise you, you are not missing anything, right? For those that want to find out who's going to win the opportunity to be John Cena's last opponent, let me go ahead and tell you so you don't waste your time this Friday. Gunther is going to beat LA Knight. It's your boy Wavy. I'm out.
Yeah, lights on the pavement, gleam, waving the lens so clean. City in the back while I chase big dreams, frequency high, that's a stay wavy thing. Ride with the vibe, let it roll like the tide, new scene every time that the beat collides, happening.